The parched landscape changes to lush green as you head to the north side of the island, where there is 10 times more rain than the south, and the temperature is 5 to 10 degrees cooler. I was there, not for a bit of winter sunshine, but to visit Suertes del Marqués, a small winery with stunning vineyards in the volcanic soils of Valle de la Orotava, in northern Tenerife. It is owned by Jonathan Garcia Lima, one of Spain's most exciting young wine producers. The first vines were planted here at the end of the 15th century by the Portuguese, and wine became the island's most important commercial product. Interestingly, Jonathan told us, there is an Irish connection. The key exporters and merchants at the time were Irish and British, and there are many documents on the Cologan family dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, with details on the expatriate Irish Catholic community of Tenerife and their trade with Waterford, Cork, Limerick, Galway, and Dublin. The Cologans were also the merchants who won the contract to supply wine to the first fleet sailing to Australia, so the first wine drunk in Australia was from Tenerife and it was bought from an Irishman. What makes the vines in Tenerife so spectacular is their age. Whereas most of the vines in Europe were wiped out in the late 1800s by a disease called phylloxera, Tenerife's isolated location meant that it escaped the scourge. This means that at Suertes del Marqués some of the vines are 250 years old. But it is not just their age that is spectacular, it is their sheer presence. Unlike the manicured lines of trellised vines you normally see, these vines snake down the steep hillside horizontally, up to 10 meters in length, the canes plaited and tied with twine to keep them in place, using a hugely laborious system called cordon trenzado. Beneath the long ancient arms of the vines is lush green vegetation which contributes to the quality of the organic soil. Typically, the vines are planted at 300 to 700 meters above sea level, with the temperature getting cooler further up the slopes. While there were leaves on the vines in the lower vineyards, they have yet to come out higher up. Among the indigenous grape varieties grown here are Liston Negro and Liston Blanco, while many of these old vineyards were pulled up to plant Tenerife's world-famous potato. It is through the efforts of Jonathan and a handful of producers that these ancient vines have been preserved. The wines are truly spectacular and well worth seeking out. Grapevine More events for Spanish Wine Week. IFA Karaji will be pairing wines from northern Spain with North Indian food in Pickle, Dublin. On April 9, John Wilson will be exploring hidden gems of Spanish wine in the Legal, Dublin. On April 12 and Leslie Williams will be hosting Irish-Spanish fusion tapas in Sola in Tralee on April 8. Tastings take place in Dublin in Wellians, Ely, 64 Wine, Morton's, Clontarf Wines and more. See SpanishWineWeek.ev. Donia 2017 €34, 12.5 PC, from Greenman Wines, Luz Cannon, Ely 64 Wine Vidonia 2017. A truly spectacular white wine from Suertes del Marqués. This is made from ancient Liston Blanco vines, rich, layered and textured. This is beauty balanced with a citrus freshness and streak of flinty minerality. 7 Fuentes 2016 €22, 13 PC, from Bagot St. Wines, Clontarf Wines, Bradley's off-license, 11 Delhi, Ely 64 Wines, Drinks Tours, Redmond's, Martin's off-license. 7 Fuentes 2016. A red wine from Suertes del Marqués which includes grapes from 250-year-old vines. This is deliciously inviting with flavors of crunchy red cherries, red currants and a nice hit of spice. The Fire Tree Sicilian Nero d'Avila 2018 €22, 13 PC, from Aldi. The Fire Tree, also from a volcanic island, the Sicilian Nero d'Avila grape is very on trend, and this ripe, fruity wine with flavor